All right. Good evening. Going to give it a few minutes to see who's going to pop in and join me. So let me know when you come in. Give me a little hi, give me a thumbs up, whatever it is that works best for you. I just would like to know that you're here. All right, I see two little eyes staring at me. Hello, Erin. How are you? Nice to see you guys. I don't know about you guys, but the weather's been sure cool up in this area. I'm ready for some warm weather. Most definitely some warm weather. Yeah, so got a few people coming in. I'm just going to give a few minutes and see who's going to join us this evening. Hello to everyone who's coming in. I'm just saying how it's been so cool around here lately. Crazy. Ready for some warm weather. Jolene, I agree. I ride a motorcycle, so we're supposed to start our riding. We do ladies' rides once a week, and next Monday is supposed to be our first group ride with other ladies. So I'm really hoping that the weather's going to be in a better place so I don't freeze my tail off. I love riding, but not so much in the cold weather as much. And I see that I have a troll already, so as always, I'm on my trusty little phone, so I'm going to block them right now before we even get going. Maybe. Do my best to anyway. Give me a second, guys. I gotta see if I can get this person out for some reason. This doesn't want to let me do it. So bear with me here for 1 second as I get into the other account. I don't know, I find that very distasteful when people actually jump in on somebody else's live. I don't know about you, but I definitely wouldn't want to go to see someone who would be jumping in on someone else's stuff. So bear with me here. Let's see if I can get in this way. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, I think I just banned them out. Sorry, guys. It's one of the things about having an opened page is they sometimes like to drop in. So again, my apologies, guys. Anyone I may not have said hello to. Took me a second to kind of get them out of here. Sometimes it's always run with my phone. I do my best to keep my focus here, but I find sometimes, when I'm over there and I'm trying to block them out, it kind of throws me out of my groove, if you will. So I do try and stay where I need to stay. So yes, good evening. Good to see everyone. Thanks, Amanda. I'm actually waiting for new ones. Ordered them. It's almost 3 weeks now, so I'm hoping to have them soon. Normally I have my reading glasses on, but I thought if I'm kind of back a little bit, I might be able to actually read your guys' post without a problem. Give me a second here. So for those of you that are new that may not have been on my lives before, this is an opportunity for connections with your loved ones on the other side. And also for messages from my guides. I take it you guys can hear me okay. I'll just move my mic over so everyone can. Hello, Marlene. Good to see you as well. So yeah, I do my best. I answer as many as I can, but you know what? If I can't get to everybody. And if you're really requiring or wanting a connection with a loved one on the other side, you know what, reach out. This is what I do for a living. And I'll be more than happy to set you up with a one-on-one session. This is me. This is how I give back, right? Connect with you guys, right? It's the best thing. Hello, Beth. Okay. And so I do the mediumship, and I also work with high guides. They will answer any type of question that you have. So that's what I usually call your normal psychic stuff. Relationship, kids, career. So it isn't just mediumship, but that's usually what a lot of people look for when they come in, obviously. Okay. So let me see. Amanda Flynn, do you have a question or want to have a connection, my dear? I'm writing some names down on my list here, so bear with me here. Hello from New Brunswick, Canada to the London, UK. Nice to see you, Melanie. So I know there's always a little bit of a delay here, so I'm just waiting to see. See if Amanda has a question or wanting a connection. And those of you that may not know, I've just started, well, I didn't start, in March, I started a podcast with another psychic friend of mine, Kim Garden, and we have a Facebook page called I Am Divine. And it's lots of information, podcasts, talking about all sorts of metaphysical, intuition, all sorts of things like that. If you're interested, like my page. Every Wednesday I post the podcast on my Facebook page. You can always get linked to it there as well, okay? So yeah, check it out. Join our group over there. We actually tag team in that group as well, and we do live readings, meditation. We have one that's called Ask Us Anything, where you can ask questions about things. So I'm just waiting to see whether Amanda Lee Flynn is still in here. Let me know. No, it's a little slow. Hey, Tammy, how are you? Nice to see everybody. I haven't got a response from her yet. Toby Richards, are you in here too? Looking for either one of these beautiful ladies, I presume ladies. Gentlemen are welcome too, though. I'm doing good, Tammy. I was just saying I was wishing it would warm up. I think today was a bag of tricks of everything. Every time I looked outside, it was something different outside. Just a few minutes ago, it was sunshine and it was raining at the same time. Okay, so I'm trying to catch up here. So yeah, Amanda, let me know if you would like to have a connection or you want a question, my dear. Just waiting for you to post it. When I do groups like this, I usually like ask for a question or who do you want to connect with, because then I can connect in faster and just kind of go where I need to go. So let me see what Amanda has to say first as far as the question goes. And Toby, I have you next as well, okay? But again, thanks for coming to hang with me for a while. Lisa, purple's my favorite color, as you couldn't tell. Kind of blue, purple in the glasses, purple. And I mean, purple's a very high spiritual color, also works with the crown and the third eye as well. So that's, I think, one reason why I love the purple colors. It's regal. I'm going to hair somewhere here. There we go. So I'm just waiting for Amanda to post her question. Kind of running between my computer screen here and my phone on the side. So hopefully everyone's having a great week. Long weekend coming up for us. I think it was this weekend, or is it next weekend? No, it is this weekend. Jealous Sherry. I love purple. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if I can understand this. If the upcoming discussions and plans that you have with all the signs, no matter the backlash, is justifiable. So I'm not quite sure what you're asking there. So are you trying to say with whatever's going on, whether that's, you should be still moving forward with it, just so I can clarify that? Tracy, you're more than welcome. You don't have to talk. You're more than welcome to hang out and check things out. Not a problem. So Amanda, just give me a little bit more clarification there, okay? So I can understand a little bit more. What any discussions and plans we have with all the signs, no matter the backlash is justifiable. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you're asking for, my dear. Maybe you can rephrase that a little bit so I can kind of answer what it is. Okay, so you want to know if you should move forward. As soon as I start keying in with the guides on that too, I mean, the first thing they're showing me is red tape, which typically represents slowdowns. It represents obstacles. They show me somebody dragging their feet. So the process has been slow with whatever it is that's going on. But as soon as I say that, what I hear is full steam ahead, right? With whatever's going on, I also hear not everyone's going to understand it, but it isn't about anybody else. Okay. So moving forward in the direction of, whatever it is that you're doing there, they're showing me that is, it is the best course of action. And then I hear other people will come around. So there must be somebody there who's resistant to what's going on or what's happening. If that makes any sense. Sorry, making notes here. Does that make sense, Amanda? I know sometimes my system's a little slow getting messages in, so I want to make sure that that is making sense before I move on. Yeah, and when as soon as they show me red tape, that always represents just slow, and it can represent, as I said, like obstacles. It comes into play almost with contracts and legal matters and stuff like that when they show me red tape, and it's usually they'll show me like a stack of forms, if you will. So yeah, it's what I'm getting is it is the best course. It's the right course. Stay the course. I wish I could say I see getting easier, but I don't. I feel the continuation. But the end result is worth what I heard is worth the bullshit, to be very honest. So keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I think we all need a little push. I think sometimes we can get in our heads. And, it's so important to remember, I've been doing a lot of training as a spiritual practitioner over the past 2 years and have my coaching in that now, but getting into the aspect of the creative process and how we create things in our life. It's so important. Get this in the right place and the feelings behind it in the right place. See it as though it's already done. Feel that emotion, the joy, the excitement of the success of it. Okay. That's important. So I hope that's helped out a little bit, Amanda. Stay the course. Yeah, you're very welcome. The guides say you already know. You already know. It's, as you said, it was just validation. Okay. So yes, hopefully that helped. Toby, you still here, Toby? Pamela, I've got some names on my list, but yes, that's what I do here. Usually what I do is in group format, I'll ask someone. The guides direct me to names as they come up. And as names come up, I put them on my list, and then I give people the opportunity to ask a question of the guides, which is like your normal psychic stuff, or to have a connection. So when I talk about having a spirit connection, I'm a little different than a lot of mediums where I don't have to just read who's around you. I can key into whoever it is you want to talk to. And usually I go from that perspective. I always say, especially if I'm doing a one-on-one session with someone, if say grandma's coming through, but you really want to talk to mom, I want to make sure it's mom that you get. We'll still have a quick little message here, but I want to always be sure to give my clients what it is that they need at the end of the day. Okay. So yeah, Toby, let me know your question, my dear. Hello, Jen. Hello, everybody that I may not have yet said hello to. Nice to see everybody. And I'm just this year finally getting out and doing group readings again. I was in St. John here May 6th, and I plan on trying to get there a couple times. So if those of you that have come to my groups or want to come, just, again, like my page because I post everything there. I'm going to be going to St. Martin's, essentially Seaside Campground on June 2nd for a group reading, and June 3rd, I've got a trailer rented there, and I'll be doing one-on-one sessions, and I have 3 spots left for that too, if anyone is around. So I'm just waiting for Toby's question. I know she's still here. Carrie, when you said I must have logged in right now for a reason, there's always a reason for everything. I've always said to my guides, let me be a depot for those that are trying to find their way. And that's usually the people that I attract, they show up. So Toby, I know your question, you're saying you're wondering if your grandparents are watching over you and your family. I mean, I can tell you without even going into the psychic side that our loved ones always watch over us, right? You know, it's not like they're creeping us out 24/7, nothing like that. But they especially come around when we are facing challenges, when there's emotional things going on, you know, stuff like that. Everything's energy. Thought is energy. Word is energy. So if you're thinking about them, not sending the energy out, it'll bring them forward. As I said, if there's a situation, if there's emotion, they will be there acting as a support system for us as well. So are they always there for us? Yes. Give me just 1 second here. Just trying to figure out key into the one, because I was getting grandmother and then I was getting grandfather. With grandmother, all of a sudden they show me the kitchen. The kitchen always represents someone who likes to cook or bake. It represents, you know, that the kitchen is family, right? And so they're showing me that. I think she was a pretty good baker as far as that goes. I don't think she minced words too much. I get a really loving side, but you know, I also feel, you know, it's almost like grabbing the wooden spoon going, thwack, get out of there. With love, you know, definitely with love. So it shows me a very tenacious, strong, you know, woman that was very loving, but also had the strength and can speak up when she needed to speak up. Right. And as I say that, what I hear is that runs kind of in the female side of the family. Grandfather kind of steps into there too. And when I key into grandfather's energy, I get laughter. So I get the sense of this mischievous, fun-loving, you know, type of individual. I get him being old school too, you know, kind of set in his ways in some ways, but I have that mischievous, fun-loving side as well. That makes sense a little bit. I'm just going to scroll down here so I can catch up. Hey, Bobby. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Courtney, need to get your store soon. Yep, I still sell stuff. And I've got a bunch of things, crystals just on the side here too. I'll always sell crystals. Always, always, always. Angela Mary, yeah, I'll be down there for sure. I have a friend that has a place, training center for safety types of things. So we've made some arrangements so I can use her space kind of whenever I want. So excited about that. So I have a venue in St. John again that I'll be getting into. I'm hoping to get out probably 3 or 4 times this year for sure. So are they with your baby? So Toby, when I asked the question, are you talking to your children on this side, just so I can confirm? You have a son as well? They show me someone who's very stubborn. It makes me feel like a male. So it makes me feel like a sun energy. And I get arms over the chest like this. Whenever I get that, that represents someone who is extremely stubborn. And if it's not a son, it could be, what's a word that I want? Like a nephew or things like that. They're showing me being around a male. Grandfather's showing me being around a male. I don't know if that's making any sense or not. So you're asking about whether they're with your children on this side? Again, the more specific the question, the better response I can get because I can ask them directly. One of the things I've learned over the years is depending on how I phrase questions, I can get different responses as well. Just so I can understand what you're asking. Because all I see is a no, so I'm not quite sure what you're saying no to. And again, hello to anyone I may not have said hello to. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you that are new, I do this once a month. I go live. I do one-on-one sessions. I do them in person. I do them over Zoom. I do them all over the place. Okay. Thank you, Toby, for clarifying that, because it made me feel, and grandfather still showed me being around a male. Okay. So I can always come back to see what that is. When we talk about babies on the other side, feels like they never really made it into, did they make it into the earth plane? No, I don't think they did. They'll always have the connections on the other side. It makes me feel like, when you talk about two, it makes me feel like one of them is more in connection with them than the other one. Okay. And if you think about the concept of reincarnation, our souls come back to the earth plane to have different experiences, right? So there are occasions, it doesn't happen very often, but I have had it happen. I've been doing this work for over 30 years now, where the guides will simply say that, they're not there. And as soon as I hear they're not there, it represents that soul has already come into another life. Okay. Bobby, hold on. I have you on my list too. Our children, whether they're on this side, the other side, and I mean, we never, ever, ever walk alone. We never do. It's just remembering that. And when we need them, to ask, right? I'm feeling very lost right now. I'm feeling very low right now, and just ask for the assistance, and they'll step up with that. Okay. Tammy, you're very welcome. Like I said, this is my way of giving back too. I was doing it more frequently, I think last year, but I get so busy with clients and then doing the podcast right now. I'm designing and building courses with my partner in crime, Kim, and other psychic mediums. We have a lot on the go right now. So just on the one right now, as far as that goes. Toby, you're very, very welcome, my dear. Okay. Melanie McGonigal. I think I said that right. Let me know if you have a question or want a connection. And then Bobby, I have you after there as well, okay? Just waiting to catch up on my comments, because my program sometimes takes a few minutes for it to feed it in, because I don't run obviously on Facebook Live, because I like all my little pretty stuff in my program better, because that's just the way it is. So Melanie McGonigal, if you have a question, you want a connection, please post it up. Okay, so Melanie, do you have a preference whether you want mother or father? That way I can key to them a little bit faster. Bobby, no worries, girl. Actually, as I'm saying that, Melanie, I have a mother energy that's stepping forward more than anything. The guides show me a ramp, and a ramp always represents illness. So I feel like she was sick for a time before she crossed, and they show me a quick downturn. So they show it being there, and then it would have been more of a quicker departure. I do get what I call breathing, stop, which always represents that it is a gentle passing, that they are ready to go. And I'm just going to get rid of another troll here. Give me a second here. Okay, another troll gone. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that makes sense, Melanie. Good. Sorry, I hate it when they spam up through my stuff. It drives me insane. So yeah, mother connection. As I said, she was ill for a while before that quick transition. But I really do feel that she was ready to go. I feel that sense of, I hear it was like a long, hard fight. Right? So she struggled with the illness, but if you were to ask her if she was okay, what I get is, yeah, I'm fine. Like, she was not one to complain. She was not one who, shied away or hid from what was going on either. So I just get this sense of that transition, that last breath, and it's almost like having this huge sigh on the other side. So it just really tells me that she was ready. I said my goodbye, so she had the opportunity to say goodbye to people as well. Um, okay. So was either her birthday or the time of passing just passed just recently, like been within the past 2 months? Because what she's telling me is she's been on your mind a lot lately, and it makes me feel like it's set towards a anniversary of something, right? So, and they're full form tonight. It's number 3, and I haven't even been on for 20 minutes yet. Okay. Sorry, I gotta find the message. I got all crap sitting here with all those silly messages. Okay, so I see it there. Yeah, so you were saying that she was an alcoholic and died young. So did you not know her so well, Melanie? I get she was okay with her passing. As much as any of us are. I think I've got all of them now. Pretty sure. Yep. Yeah, the trolls seem to pop out in like crazy, and I may come to a point where I may do these on Zoom sessions and stream into Facebook. The only thing with doing Zoom sessions is you're invited in, but if you join on the Facebook page, I wouldn't be able to see any of the comments. But then doing Zoom, I can actually bring somebody live as well. Someone can come up on the screen with me. So we have options there. I've been thinking about it, but I haven't yet. Right now, I'll still keep it here. And as I said, I run my phone, which kind of throws me off a little bit because normally when I work, I got to kind of stay in a trance state. But I hate being spammed with all this crap that starts showing up. Right, drives me crazy. So your mom's okay, Melanie. She takes responsibility for the decisions in her life. She does show me what I get is that she was, I hear she had a hard life. So I don't know if there was abuse there as well. It almost makes me feel like there was something there. Okay. So I see your comment when I asked about whether it was a birthday or anniversary of her death that was in the past 2 months or so. And you're saying, yeah, you were 18 when she left us. So she left you on Mother's Day in March. Yeah, her birthday, February. Okay. Yeah, so that's probably why she was bringing it up, because it made me feel like you've been thinking about her a lot because there was a milestone, there was some sort of, anniversary, if you will, sitting there that made you think about her, right? So, yeah, Beverly, I'm not running through Zoom right now. This is a different program, so I can see your comments. It just means I have to deal with all the trolls that have nothing better to do than trying to jump in, and then they start spamming all my stuff with, I have a message for you. Yeah. So has that helped a little bit, Melanie? Yeah. So it was mom that was coming forward more than dad, because dad, this would not have been dad's cup of tea. This was not, I don't think he necessarily believed in that. I get it. He always thought it was kind of all hogwash. Like, just, he didn't believe in it. But that's okay, right? We believe what we need to believe here. But when we get to the other side, we know the difference. We are spirit. We have so much more of an understanding. We're here to have a human experience. We use the term relative truth, if you will. And that is why we come, right? Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't have believed in it at all. So for some reason, he was letting mom come forward more so, dad standing back. And like I said, I just felt like it was because there was more emotion, thought, energy kind of going on around mom. And that makes sense if you said birthday and passing around Mother's Day. So I definitely get that. Journey, I love that. All the trolls who want to give out fake hope. Some people have nothing better to do than mess with people. It's sad. Yeah. And you know what? It really is true. And that's one thing for people to think about. If you are ever considering having a reading done for with somebody, do your research. Check out the person, check out their credentials, check out their testimonials, ask the questions, because they're, and I'm by no means saying that there aren't legit, because there are a lot of legit good psychic mediums out there as well. You have to resonate with the person. This is another reason why I started doing the lives too in my groups, is because it was an opportunity for people to come and see what I do and see that I was legit, right? So I hope that's helped a little bit, Melanie. One sec. Okay. So have both your parents been passed for a while, Melanie? And it's funny, Melanie, because I as soon as I was just going to say something else, but what I heard was, tell her I'm so proud of her. And I got it from Dad, but then I got it from Mom. So I found it really interesting when you were saying that comment about amazing, right? She never usually comes through. Feel she's unhappy with me. No, and that's actually, I think that is so cool, because she was bringing that forward probably when you were typing it. And that's what she was saying. Tell her I'm so proud of her. We all have our own journeys to walk. And sometimes when we are here in a human perspective, we can have an opinion or viewpoint. But when we're in spirit, we have so much more clarity. And sometimes the viewpoints we had as being human are different than the viewpoints that we have as being spirit. So she was telling me, Melanie, that you are such a strong-willed. She says, you've had your fair share of what I hear is being slapped in the face. I don't mean that literally. But she says, you've always come through the other end. You are so strong. That sense of stubbornness has seen you through things that you didn't even think you were going to make it through. Right. Whereas your mom's kind of, what I get from her is, well, I heard, I gave up. I didn't want to do it anymore. So she's really equating the pride to your perseverance. Right. Love as well, but definitely. So don't ever think that she's unhappy with you. That's not how spirit is. Okay. She's proud of you. She loves you. Okay. Journey, thank you so much. That's why I'd come to you. Well, I've been doing this work for 30 years, so over 30 years. Thanks, Jen. Jen says, can confirm you're legit. Had a group session in St. Stephen with you in 2018. It was insane. Thanks, guys. Makes me feel good. It makes me feel loved. Okay. Yeah, Mom felt like she'd been a while. Melanie and Dad, yeah. I felt they were both, but I felt like Mom was longer, definitely. Yeah, I totally get that, Melanie. You say I buried her when she wanted cremation, but was too young to understand that, to do it. You got to do what you got to do. And again, I think that's why they wanted me to explain the difference between the human aspect and the spirit aspect. Okay. They know at the end of the day, we do the best that we can. Right. And that's the most important thing at the end of the day. Give me just a second. Sherry, I love your question. And I just want to make some comments about that too. I'm just going to jump this up here, and then Bobby, I'll come to you in just a second. Sherry, I see your question where you're saying in the past few months, you said your mom has had random, legit feelings of concern for your dad's health. You said his memory, for one. They're awaiting results from tests at the moment for another issue. I'm wondering if we should be concerned for his health. So a couple things about that. I understand your question, which is saying, is there really something that I need to be concerned about? And, when I kind of ask the guides about that and look at that, they show me if it's not one thing, it's another. So this has been a continuation of things. And they said, even from a physical appearance or a physicality of how he is, they said, you're already able to see a difference of, where he is now versus even 6 months ago. Okay. But the other side that I want to put into that is, remember that where we put our thoughts and where we put our feelings is what we create as well. So when you phrased it as, should we be concerned? No, I don't want you to be concerned. I'd rather see you hold him in your heart and love and see him happy, healthy, but also recognizing that, we are here. I use the term spirit, having a human experience. We're meant to experience things so that we can grow and learn. Okay. So when we think about our energy going out, I always describe it as, here's a little genie up in the sky. And the genie simply says, And so it is. So whatever we put that feeling, emotional energy into, that's the energy that goes out. So if my energy is sitting in a place of worry and stress, that's what I'm telling the universe I want more of. Okay. So the best thing that you can be doing too is stopping, taking some breaths, take a step back, visualize your father, feel the love, how much you love him, see him surrounded by love, because then that's the energy that we're putting forward. Okay. And Cher, I know you're on our I Am Divine page too. So things to really think about. And sometimes that's really hard when we're in that stress mode and the worry about our family members, right? We're human. We feel it, we experience it, but as spiritual beings, as spirit, we can also begin to work on that from an energy perspective, knowing that the soul experience what they have to. It's not our job to take it from them. We cannot, but we can send love. And if the energy is in the place and if the soul is in the place of acceptance for healing, then that happens too. Okay. So I know I kind of went two sides with that, but it was such a great example to kind of bring that up a little bit. Okay. You're very welcome to, Melanie. That's cool, Terry, when you're talking about the wedding day, about dragonflies. I had minke whales. We got married at outside by a lighthouse. And we had minke whales. We had a pirate theme wedding. Lots of fun. Hello, Kate. How are you? Let's see. Bobby, do you want to post a message, hon? And I'm trying to make my way down the list. And sure, you know what? It's so easy to get off track when it comes from family. So true. And again, sure, I know you're in our I Am Divine podcast. Actually, it'll be up in 3 weeks. We talk about spiritual practices. And, you know, it's so important that you have you time every day. Those are the times to refocus, especially when we feel off kilter, when we're feeling like we're being drawn off in other directions, when we're in our emotions. When we take that time every day to get grounded and to just take some breaths and to put our energy into what we are working to create outside of the rest of it, right? It will come into play, right? But we need to be able to make the time every day. And usually we don't, because one, we usually feel guilty if we take time for ourselves, right? But it is just habits that we're programming in, right? So whenever you feel like that, take some breaths, bring yourself back. I use the term recentering, right? And remember that, you know, that's why we use the term I'm divine, right? Let me say, sure. Today has been a shit day. And so it is. Always remember that. I know it sounds flaky, but it's amazing. You know, me and Kim have been talking a lot about this, you know, doing this work and this training for the past 2 years, being in a place of changing that mindset. It really, truly does change everything else, right? Terry, when you're talking about the dragonflies, yeah, dragonflies are typically a more well-known thing that people look for when it comes to messages from spirit on the other side. Okay. And sure, I'm glad you're liking the podcast. Both me and Kim are like brand new to this. So we're having a lot of fun, and hopefully we're bringing value for you guys as well, that you're learning some things through the podcast as well. Okay, Bobby, things just keep getting worse. Is there going to be a good ending anytime soon? As soon as I read the question, the first thing I hear is define anytime soon, right? So they're kind of making a chuckle about that. And again, okay, how do I put this? Partly what I've been talking about, what the guys are telling me is part of your own energy is going, literally, is this ever going to end? This is just, you know, this has just been crap. So it's almost like your energy is waiting for the next shoe to fall. So your energy in itself is actually sending out that message to go, okay, I'm ready. Just keep piling it on here. Not a problem. Right? Which is what you really don't want at the end of the day. Okay. What I hear is things are in progress. It's not moving as fast as you like. I heard bullshit and lies. So whatever's coming up is coming from a place of dishonesty as well. But they show me washing your hands. So it's almost like coming to a place of, I would say, letting things go, but that's really what it feels like. Leaving things behind so that can come into monetary things as well, right? And it just really makes me feel like you're biting the bullet. So if there's certain things you're trying to hold on to or hang on to, you really may be in a place where you have to relinquish because sometimes it's not worth the fight. So what they show me is focusing, they're showing me the papers and the signatures on the bottom. And I know that you know that what I'm referring to as far as that goes. So if anything, put our energy into that, and they show me like stamped, right? Which means it's kind of signed, sealed, delivered, done. Okay. Is it coming to an end? They still show me more to the fall time frame before you start feeling like your old self. So they're taking me more into August time frame. So I'm not trying to say that that whole period of time is going to be a shit show, but it is important, again, recognize where my feelings are going, recognize what am I doing for myself to try and pull me out of this feeling, right? But it's also allowing the feelings to come forward because they show me there's so much anger there right now that you've been like stuffing down. So where is the avenue where I can release that in a more positive avenue to let it go? That's weird. Just a little moth bug flying by me. Does that make some sense, Bobby? Yeah, Journey, go check out the podcast. We're having fun with it. And just even the group, our Facebook group, we're posting there all the time. We got all sorts of good stuff going on there too. Making sure I didn't miss anything. So does that make sense, Bobby? They're also showing me a move. So I don't know if you're still in the area where they are, where he is, if you will. But they're showing me the need to relocate. So it's literally is washing the hands, leaving everything behind, and they show me new journey, new beginning, new start. And then they show me just being happy, right? So it will end, right? You may not be able to see that at the moment, but the best thing we can do is learn from those experiences as well, right? Yeah, Journey, you have to go take a look. Glad you're in the group too. We're having, like I said, me and Kim are having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, and I see your comment, Bobby, where you're saying just having a hard time not thinking about it and all the time, just want it over. Totally get it. I'm in my second marriage too. Thankfully, this is better than the first one, but having to go through all those types of things the first time as well. Pick up a journal. Start writing. When you said, I'm having a hard time not thinking about it, write it down. Get it out, express the emotion, go throw rocks at trees, go, scream in the woods, whatever it is you need to do to release it. Because that's what they're showing me. It's like you're feeling it, but you're, as much as it's coming here too, they show me it's just burying and bottled. So, that's when it's so important to find avenues to release it because that can have a physical effect on our bodies. That's when we get sick. Okay. And with everything else going on, you don't need that either. So I'm not saying you're going to get sick. That's not what I mean. But they already show me stress in the body. They show me issues more in the skeletal area. So your lower back area, stuff like that as well. And yeah, so I'm going to be moving, selling the house. Yeah. And I see your comment about bottling up. But we have choice. And you know what? Selling the house and everything, and that's what they're showing me this, right? It's so important to leave it all behind, get what you can, do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, get the paperwork signed and get the hell out of Dodge, right? It will be a better start. And on the other side, I get you reap what you sow. So that would be coming from the partner. So hang in there, Bobby. And you know what? You know where I live. Come on out. Come visit. Me and Bobby used to ghost bus together. We both used to work for the Loyalist City Paranormal doing paranormal investigations. So that's how I know Bobby. And I know Bobby's been going through a hard time. So Glad you reached out a little bit. So I hope that's helped a little bit, Bobby. It will shift, but like I said, they show me more July, August timeframe. It makes me feel, this other stuff's kind of dealt with, finished. And then you have that freedom to have the fresh start. So it's time to get out of where you are. Because I said, you're just like, you're done there. Okay. Toby, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. That's what kind of started me working more with spirit, because I always used to work with guides, but not so much with spirit. And that was because guides come into me and I wasn't ready to just allow spirit come in. And then I said to them, okay, I'm ready to start working with spirit. And that's when I had the Loyalist girls, the girls that headed it up, had to come into my store, explain what they did. And I said what I did, and I ended up joining them. I think I worked with them for about four years or so. And that was my start into mediumship and having to work with all sorts of different spirit, not just the nice ones that want to come through and have a chat, but some of the not so nice ones either. But then that's helped me in the long run too, because I also do what I call clearing. So I'll go into people's homes, or I go into businesses as well and remove spirit, help clear it out, but also send what I call send spirit, clear it out. So, every opportunity that we have is an opportunity to learn. That's just the way it works. When we're ready to stop, pay attention, and be aware, right? Nice to meet you, Maria. Yeah, we always had fun. Always have had fun. Fun, but also being careful. It's fun to do, but you have to know what you're doing as well. Sorry, I'm just going up through the list, seeing who's going to jump up at me. Not up at me, but out at me. For a message. Kate Ross. Who do you want to talk to, my dear? It's funny because I don't know if you were posting that before I actually said that, but that was exactly where I was being drawn. That's kind of funny. I love how spirit works. Kate, did you have that posted before I actually said your name, or posting it as I said your name? Because I went back up through, and all of a sudden I was drawn to your name, so I figured that was something that you needed to. Okay, so you said you feel like she avoids you with signs? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. That's funny. Love how spirit works. That's the way it works. So Kate, I'm just trying to understand. You made a comment there about, you said, I feel like she avoids me with signs. I don't know whether that was what you meant to say or right. So I just want to double check that. Okay, so let's put it this way. Okay, so mom hasn't been passed too long. And what I feel when you talk about signs for mom, when you talk about your sisters, it makes me feel like at least one of them has had a visitation through dream. But the other thing they show me is more of your, I don't say generic signs, but that's exactly what they're telling me. Okay. So a couple things for you. Just give me a second just to key into her a little bit more here. And okay, the first thing when I key more into her, the first thing I hear is that's so not true. Okay. So what I mean by that is she's almost like showing me with the feeling and everything too. She never treated you guys different. So it's not a case of her loving them more than you, because the guides are saying this is something that you went into your head about was, well, how come they're getting, they're getting it and I'm not? Does my mom not love me as much? Like you're kind of going into that place. And as I said, what I feel is the messages or the things they're getting is more generic. You're looking for more specific. Okay. So I'm not saying that what they're getting isn't meaningful to them. But I guess what I can say is every sign that they're receiving thinking it is mom is not all mom. Maybe that makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Okay. Was there cancer connection with mom too, Kate? I asked a question again because I get illness and I get that she struggled emotionally. And what I mean by struggle emotionally, it's somebody who buries emotion. I don't necessarily deal with it, I bury it. Okay. And the reason why I said she hadn't been passed too long is because when I key into her, they show me still in this healing stage. So with me, with my guides, they've always referred to a stage of what they've called with me cocooning. Okay. So cocooning represents the soul being surrounded by high level beings, and it's helping them take ownership, take responsibility, and feel the things they needed to feel in this life. Okay. That they weren't able to. So, what the guides say to me is we always have our loved one that comes to greet us. They help us transition to the other side. We go through what's called life review. We look at our life, the good and the bad, seeing that. For me, the way I work, the guides have always referred to a stage of cocooning. And then from there, they show me what I call general public. Okay. So when I keyed into your mom, I can still get her, but they show me her being in this cocooning stage. And usually for me, when I know they're there, I know they passed from, usually it is a cancer connection or it's a heart issue, because our chakra right there for our emotion, and it will impact different areas in our body based on those emotions. Okay. So what I've learned doing this work over 30 years is that when a soul is in this stage of healing, they don't have as much back and forth freedom until they do their work. So you can think of them being surrounded by these beautiful, loving angels that are there to support them, to heal what needs to heal. And then from there, they kind of go in general public. They have much more freedom. Okay. So I get your mom is still there. She's still doing healing. That is why you're not getting as many messages. As I said, they show me with your sisters, they're getting more of the, if you will, typical signs with their donating to her, but it isn't all her. So please, please, please do not think that you are being excluded from messages. She keeps telling me that is not true. She goes, you know me well enough. I would never do that. So she's very passionate about this. Right. And you know what? When we talk about having a hard life, I mean, that's why we're here, right? We are here to experience things. And I'd love to say that everything is all what I say, rainbows and unicorns, but we come here to learn our challenges. And it's the best way that we learn is when we hit the wall. It's how we deal with that at the end of the day. So thankfully, even if we can't do it here, we have assistance to do that healing on the other side, so that that spirit then is free to let it go. They can see that from a different perspective. They can see how we created as well in order to learn the lessons that we need to learn. So she says, please, please, please don't think that it's you, because she's telling me that's what you kept going through your head. What's wrong with me? It's not you at all. Okay. She's saying, I love you very much. Right. And I really feel, I feel like she's done a lot of this work too. Bear with me here. Is there some sort of, she keeps showing me July. Is there anything that's special about that month? Just to check. I haven't yet, Jen. And you know what? When you make the comment, Kate, about I knew that it was going to take a long time, over there, there is no time. Time is linear. Time is here in this dimension. Okay. So, okay. Thank you. She was showing me July, and it made me feel like there was something special about it. And then she showed me kind of the signs coming around that time, around that event time frame, whatever. When's your birthday, girl? I'm a July girl too. So I get, you're going to get more around that time. You know, you'll get a message from her in some fashion, right? Just know that it isn't the easiest. You know, they're not able to until they're doing the healing and the work that they need to do. It's not personal in any way. July 12th. So you're Cancer too. Woo, woo. Me too. I'm July 6th. We are highly sensitive, highly emotional. Yeah. So be aware around the July time frame, because that's what she's showing me, right? Because it almost makes me feel like that becomes a really special thing, right? and it's her way so that you know that it's real. Okay. And you know what? We talked about, me and Kim talked about this in our other Facebook page. Again, I'm Divine. I know I'm bringing it up, but hey, why not? You guys can go check it out. But one of the things that Kim, she's the other psychic medium that I'm coming together with, that we're doing a lot of work with, or work together. Her mom has passed away of cancer as well. And what she always said is to think of something that you wouldn't normally see, right? I forget what she said. I think she was looking for, like, say, a pink unicorn or something. I'll just use that as an example. And, you know, she wasn't seeing it, wasn't seeing it. And then she went into, you know, the store. Her mom had been on her mind, and all of a sudden she saw one. So think about something, you know, for around your birthday time, where you can kind of go, you know what, Mom, if you are able to, so I know you're here, I want you to send me that symbol. You know, that, whether it's a color, whether it's an item, whatever, really think about what it is that you want to have that connection with her, and then pay attention. Okay. Again, the rainbows, or so not the rainbows, the cardinals, the butterflies, the dragonflies, there can definitely be connections as well. But we can also ask for more specific things, right? And they'll provide it as much as they can. Yeah, Kate, because I feel like after that time, it's almost like I'm more prepared, I'm more ready, like, to leave that stage, right? So it makes me feel like it's going to be really special for you. Right. And I love your post, your comment. You say, yes, I normally try not to make a big deal over my birthday, but you can't wait for your birthday this year now. That's awesome. Love to hear that. I'm glad she was able to bring that up for you. So yeah, just pay attention. Okay. Let me see. Hopefully that's helped a little bit, Kate. Let me see. Allie Cornfield, are you still in here, my dear? Kate, you're very, very welcome. Love, 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 love. And for those of you that may not be able to get a connection or have a question, you know what? This is what I do. Reach out, send me a message. You can check out my website. I have it on the banner at the top, paulahunter.ca. It shows you all the different things that I do, because I'm not just a psychic medium. I do all sorts of different things. So yeah, I'm more than happy to book a session for you too. These days, since COVID, I do a lot of sessions over Zoom. Zoom sessions are recorded for you to download after. And yeah, so doesn't make a difference. As you can see online, no difference, right? Because I'm not trying to read the person. I listen to my guides that give me the information. So yeah. And again, I'm going to be in St. Martin's June 2nd and 3rd. I got 3 private sessions, half-hour sessions available on the 3rd. If you want to book one of those sessions and come sit with me and have a reading, just reach out. We'll get you booked in, okay? I have more about all that in my events page. I'm going to be there as well in August at Essentially Seaside, the campground. I try and go there once or twice a year to the campground, book a trailer, do readings. A friend of mine owns the campground, so yeah, reach out. Yeah, Jolene, the Zoom sessions are great. And that's one thing I like about it, right? Because you can record it, you download it, and it is something you can go back to anytime. And you know what? Sometimes things show up in the Zoom too, right? Sometimes you get orbs and all other cool things as well, right? So give me a second, Allie. One more comment too, for those of you booking readings. If you happen to have a benefits program that covers naturopaths, Blue Cross is the only one that really doesn't like my stuff, because I don't belong to one of their approved organizations. But I can give receipts as a naturopath, because I have my naturopath membership due to all the different holistic stuff that I do. Yeah, so you can book a session. Even with a reading, I can provide a receipt that you can claim against your benefits if you have naturopathic coverage, or you can also claim it on your taxes too, right? Okay, so Allie, love to hear from my grandma or my guides, whatever's coming through. Allie, it's interesting. I know grandma's there too. I get grandma almost being like second mom. Seems to have been pretty close to your grandmother as well. But it's actually more guide that was stepping forward first. Give me just a second here. It makes me feel like you've been really been on a path of, how do I put it? Doing your self work, doing the deeper work, the spiritual work. They show me letting go of past things. Again, they show me washing hands. So you're doing a lot of self-development right now from a psychic or intuitive perspective. That being said, it's also a deeper level human. So, okay. The first things the guides show me is like cheerleaders with pom-poms. So they're cheering you on, right? A lot of excitement there. It just makes me feel like you're almost coming up to the crossroads. And whenever I get the crossroads, it represents there's some decisions that have to be made. It makes me feel of letting go of a lot of old. You're starting to feel better about yourself. So it just shows me, as I said, you're doing a lot of work on you, which is beautiful, right? Hilarious. I was a cheerleader for years. That's funny. And that could be why the guides were showing me a cheerleader. Like, you never know, right? Maybe that was a time that you really enjoyed, that you really loved for yourself too. I know from the message perspective, it also is they're cheering you on, right? So you've got a lot of support in your corner. And as I said that, the guide said, and she has asked for this. So you have opened the doorway to say, you know what, I need assistance. And they're there every step of the way. And when I say they, we all have our own guides and beings that work with us as well. But it's also our loved ones. You know, grandma. Grandma was a firecracker. She had a voice. She didn't have a problem speaking up. She could be very stubborn and obstinate, shall we say, right? But sometimes that can be a negative thing, but other times that can be such a positive aspect because it helps us through the times that we struggle, right? So, and again, I get grandma saying she's so proud of you. It just makes me feel stepping out of something. You haven't just stepped out of a relationship in some way. Relationship can be a partnership, it can be friendship, it can even be family sometimes as well. So I wondering if that makes any sense. This is my chapstick. One foot out the door. Okay. Well, get the other one out the door. Okay. Because they're showing me like it's been a long time coming. And they show me the type of individual of who you are is, you know, you've done everything that you can do. But there comes a point where we need to think about ourselves and what is right for us. And I see your next comment when you said feeling those, though you're getting sucked back in, though. I know I shouldn't. Listen to what you know, okay? The past has not changed, and the future will not change from the past. Should we put it that way? I'm hoping you understand what I mean by that. You've made all the sacrifices. You've made all the, what's the word, the compromising, and the other individual hasn't. And what I hear is promises made, promises broken. And this is not the first time. Okay. So it's hard when it's someone you care about. And, you know, sometimes I think we feel like we're giving up, but there comes a point. Okay. There comes a point where we have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. And to be very honest, what I heard when I said, okay, the guide said narcissistic relationship. It's all about them. You have a choice on getting sucked back in or not. And as I say that, the guides say, how many times have you said, this is the last straw? And then they show me like a repetitive pattern. You've said that multiple times. So at what point is it really enough? Okay. So the guides are taking the opportunity to really kind of give you a good swift kick in the butt and say, keep moving forward, not backwards. Do what you got to do it because you know in your heart that you are making the right decision, even though sometimes that change is not the easiest to do. You know here, and you know here it is the right thing. Okay. That makes some sense to you. And your grandmother's sending you all the love because, I mean, like I said, she's a spitfire, right? Because what I hear is, you know, she'd be the type of person I would have kicked him to the curb a long time ago. Right. And at the end of the day, spirit wants to see us happy. So, you know, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. When you need to recharge yourself, recharge yourself. but don't keep going backwards. The guides say, I mean, again, free will, you have choice in everything that you're doing. I'm by no means saying this and that, whatever. It is your choice. But you've already called in so much high level beings that are there. You've asked for help. You've asked them to be there, and they are there for you, but they're saying you need to take the first step and you need to keep going, okay? Look at all these beautiful messages coming up for you, Allie, from all these beautiful, lovely, divine badasses that are here telling you that you've got this. You can do this. You know, you just need to believe enough in yourself, okay? I believe in you. The guides believe in you. Your own guides do. Whether you call them angels, guides, whatever term, whatever word works the most for you, just know that you are surrounded by love right now, and they're trying to help you through this transition into a better place. And you will be in a better place, okay? It's just going to take some time. You know what, Allie, when you make the comment, I'm glad to hear that. I haven't been able to connect with my guides, but I've been trying. So let me tell you this. Remember I said earlier, thoughts are energy, words are energy. All you have to simply do is, if you will, relinquish and surrender and say, I need assistance. I don't have to know their names. At the end of the day, they're just energy, right? I just need to set the intention to say, I'm struggling, please help me. And those higher beings that are there will help you. It's just we need to give them permission, because they're not always allowed to intercede unless it's coming from a higher power, right? Then they can. But, you know, because of our free will aspect of humans, they will stand by and watch us struggle sometimes until we give them permission to help. Okay? So, yeah, don't think I haven't been able to. As soon as you speak, as soon as you think energy, it's out, they hear. It's just us as humans, we don't always hear the messages back. So pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to the little voice that's saying, you got this, right? Do this, do that. That's how they speak. It's just in very subtle ways. It might be mirrored in front of us, where you have a lot of friends that saying, hey, what are you going to do here? You know, that are trying to show you a way as well. Okay. So, Allie, I think you were definitely meant to come in here today to receive that little bit of a, you know, love is what they're saying, right? You just needed to know that you were loved because you've been struggling with that, and know that that is true. You know, we are loved. And you know what? This saves on my page. So whenever you're having times where you're not sure, go back and listen. And see all the support from all these beautiful beings that are here. And I bet you there's quite a few that have been in that spot too. I know how I have. And that was some of the hardest work I ever had to do. But at the end of the day, you know what? It was the best thing that I could have done for myself, because I found myself. Yeah, that's awesome, Allie. So, so, so beautiful. As soon as I saw you, I had huge butterflies. I knew I was supposed to be here tonight. Yeah. And that's why, you know, when the comments come up with everybody posting stuff, it's not that I don't want to answer for people, but the guides know when I ground and prepare, I say to them, you know, let those that really need the messages step forward. And that's what they do. They direct me to the individuals, right? So that's me trusting them. As much as I would love to give everybody a message, you know, at the end of the day, obviously I can't. So I trust them where they guide me for those that need it, because they know, right? So thank you. And you know what? Thanks to all you guys. It's so beautiful to see the love just, you know, in this circumstance, everybody just kind of jumping up and saying, hey, you got this. I mean, that's what we need to do as individuals and with our communities. You know, we get so stuck in the, oh, he did this and they did that. And, oh, this is awful. And our energy just continues to spike into that. The more we can step back and go, oh, I can see what's going on here. I can see that this person is doing that for their lesson. I don't have to feed into it. I have a choice. Oh, this is happening out in the world. Okay, well, everybody's stuff is feeding into that same bullshit. I choose something different, right? So don't be afraid to do that. Trust yourself, be yourself. Thank you, Courtney. Love you too. You know, I love doing this work, and I love you guys. You guys are the ones that keep me doing it, because I love helping people, and that's something that will never change. You know, I say to my husband, I'm coming up to my mid 50s, and I said, I don't know if I'll ever retire from doing this, because I love doing this work, and I love helping you guys. Help myself too, right? So awesome, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for a while. I know in our I Am Divine Facebook page, me and Kim will be going live on May 31st. We had to jump it a week because she's going to be away. So yeah, if you guys are interested, check out our I Am Divine. You can check it out through my Facebook page. Every Wednesday, I do a post to our podcast, and there's a link to our Facebook page too. So jump on over, hang out. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. If you haven't liked my page, like. Love you guys so much. Thank you for spending some time with me and being able to bless me with giving you guys messages, okay? So much love to you guys. We'll talk again soon. Bye.